Kind of skirting the fog, playing on the edges with this Naga Siren. Ember Spirit playing out with a Sleights of Fist. You'll probably see this. Rubik and Grimstroke just hiding in the trees, waiting for their moment to strike as well. Which makes me wonder how Collapse is going to do. This Timbersaw, you know, we've seen some changes to his skill build, going and maxing out all the nuke damage abilities rather than reactive armor. Just try and get that massive push forward of damage. But if he's the only one showing and he's up against an Ursa in lane, what kind of skill or item build does Collapse have to go for? Does he have to be more defensive?
Not necessarily. I think he's fine. Look at his item build. He has almost 1000 HP, level 1. No regen whatsoever. You want to put, like, be as tanky as possible, put as much pressure early on onto Ursa. It's just Veil. You want to have that Shiva's Guard as soon as possible. It's all about armor in this game. You are playing into Ursa, you are playing... I think build should be like Veil into Lotus or Shiva's into Lotus, because you want to have, again, that extra armor and the spell mechanic. Primal Beast can't ult you, neither can Batrider. Great against swap, removing Corrosive Haze, aka amplified damage.
Yep. We'll see what he gets up to. His Naga Illusion's already scouting out Na'Vi all across that mid lane. Flame Break, decent there to give Shigetsu the Bounty Rune. 3 for 1. Nefrit and Malady getting another couple across the map. And Yataro's Naga Siren, the only one on Team Spirit, getting a Bounty Rune. Already heading into the double Wraith Bands. Treads. Yasha queued up.
Mira gets the Observer Ward. XP that you get for killing Ops level 1 is slightly too high. Like, you get level 2 much faster. And we've seen Miposhka playing Vengeful Spirit position 5 with Wave of Terror, reducing their attack damage, reducing their armor. You can't trade against this hero. Look, Mira needs to find a way to go back around, go to the tower. Melody putting in a lot of work.
Just continually clicking and clicking and clicking. It's super annoying. It does mean Collapse is able to manipulate that wave a little bit. Well, up at top, Nefrit and Zayats, Slardar, Batrider. And once these guys get a couple of levels under their belt, level 2, level 3, Miposhka has to be very, very careful with his positioning. Playing into this no man's land off the lane. It gets very scary. Shigetsu, even just at level 1, shocking forward, doing some good damage across both heroes. And try and pressure and bully this Timbersaw as much as you can early on. And something that top lane for Na'Vi potentially struggles with, though, and you talked about Primal Beast maybe being that offlaner to kill off illusions. Now we're going to have to spend Crushes and Fireflies and all sorts of stuff to kill Yataro's illusions. And so far, that's not being done. He's allowed a lot of freedom.
It's not easy. Yeah, this is last pick. Naga Siren. Slardar doesn't have AoE like damage to deal with those illusions early on. Flame Break also on long cooldown, 22 seconds. So kind of difficult for them. Yataro sitting at 8 CS already.
And a great start for him. Also looking at the Ember Spirit, 10 and 3. He's had some really nice denies, especially under tower. A good old time against Melojewel. Taking some damage from the trample now. Primal Beast. And equally looking worse for wear as the Water Runes spawn up. Bottles getting refilled so they continue their onslaught in the mid lane. A pretty quiet start. No first blood. No real kill threat from anyone just yet. And top lane feels pretty safe for both sides. Mid lane's not really going to happen. You're probably looking at this bottom lane for potential kills. And the Venge and the Ursa. And the chase potential they've got on this longer lane.
So you picked Ursa against Timbersaw. Timbersaw is still farming nicely, sitting at, what, 11 CS, Ursa 13. And if you try to go on him, he can easily Timber Chain away. Has boots of speed, so Collapse knows the matchup.
I just realized it's Naga last pick and we didn't boo. How far we've come in Dota 2. Remember back in the day, Naga gets picked, everyone's booing and sad.
Different times. Naga Siren was very boring hero back then. You were farming Radiance.
Yeah.
You kept farming until you lose the game. This hero, there was one period bit of time, I'd say like 6-7 months, where Naga Siren was constantly picked, and she never won. Like, you just farm, and then the enemy team also gets the farm. You can't close the game, but yeah, different times.
Yeah, I think it was like TI4 or something. There was a pub stomp in London with Pyrian flags. You know, we had 100 people or something watching TI4 qualifiers. Naga got picked. The whole pub starts booing. We had all these boomers and weird people. Like, what the hell are these kids watching a video game and booing for? Man, they picked Naga Siren, eh?
It is a resident sleeper hero.
Yeah, she can definitely play much more aggressively nowadays. 4 minutes hit. Water Rune again spawning up for both the mid laners. We even had a move there from the back to try and safeguard it. Leaving Nefrit alone up top as he takes quite a bit of damage from his sister. And Riptide starting to stack up. And Miposhka not going to be able to get the pull off here, it looks like. A good move from Zayat. Take the aggro. Oh yeah, the hits didn't land quite in time to get the wave aggro there. Yatoro might be able to get the large camp across into it. All these little things. Lane manipulation. Getting the pulls off. Dragging the creep wave around to the range creep. That's very nicely done by the Naga. Slardar does gather the creep wave though.
Snatched from your grass.
No first blood yet. 5 minutes. A bit of a slower start.
Yeah, there's no one really that's like under threat of dying. Maybe if we get some moves into the mid lane. You know, pre-level 6, Larl, Melajul, maybe. If they're whittled down to low enough HP, get them to that threshold. But right now, it's, yeah, stack up for Zayats. Get some D-wards going in the mid lane if you can. Rubik's even moving in towards mid as well. 6-minute mark, of course. That important period. Active runes for these mid laners. Could prove the difference makers there. Zayas is bored of the top lane. He's like, I'm done with it. I'm moving mid, guys.
He can't do anything. I mean, he is playing into Naga Siren, so pretty difficult for him. He's gonna take over the Watcher, but that's about it. He can stick around, wait for 6-minute power rune. You're up. Forced to use his telekinesis. They're gonna chase him down. Where are the trees at?
There's one. Do we have a blood grenade or anything here? Mirror collapse. Finally get first blood. Just before 6 minutes hits. Kill off that Venge. In a lane where it felt like Venge and Ursa should have had the upper hand. They lose the first life. And then they get the luck for Larl. DD rune on this Ember Spirit. And a move up top onto Nefrit. A couple of kills there for Team Spirit. Laning phase going very well across the board for them.
It's gonna need to be Melajul this game who makes the rotations. Zayas is not having a good time. Level 2 on a Batrider. 6 minutes into the game. Can't really do anything to Naga Siren. Your Slardar, he's also not the hero that is like very explosive. He gets his level 6. It's not that big of a deal. What he wants to do is pressure. And yeah, I see them lurking around the mid lane. Both supports from Team Spirit.
Oh yeah, wasn't this Slardar pick meant to completely win and stomp a lane, right? This Naga pick has undone all the plans of Na'Vi. I really wonder what the conversation was about this Primal Beast versus Slardar going mid or going off lane was. Malady not going to get the Wisdom Rune steal. Mirror there right on time. Oh, bypasses them. Slides through the trees. I think Malady's still going to get found here as Collapse has joined. Looking for the pick off. He's going to make them work for it. Delay the inevitable. Meanwhile, I think a fight is brewing over towards that top rune spot inside the jungle where Larl has spotted some of those stacks and stolen out a few creeps, but finally, first kill up on the board for Na'Vi. Miposhka out for 20.
That's something. Also, they're gonna have trouble controlling this Ember Spirit. Even though they have like Primal Beast with Pulverize, Lasso, supports are slightly under level for this stage of the game. And he can dodge a lot of those things.
I don't want to say a completely free game, but definitely easier than most. I mean, Larl here with this double damage. Getting back in on top of the Primal Beast and looking for the 8-minute rune. Good flame break there. The haste taken by the Primal. Larl, even with that Ink Swell, not able to commit onto them.
I almost feel bad.
Now they're looking at this Naga Siren saying, hey, Yatoro is top of the net worth by a good 500 already. Has had complete freedom for the better part of 10 minutes. Can we find the real one?
you won't be able to pressure Yatoro anyway. Like, you need to have good smoke, and it needs to be onslaught into trample into another stun. Right now, they're trying to find him. Yatoro doesn't have a point in Song. He spent all of his points. Maybe they catch him here. Okay, they know.
They see him. Flame break into trample. All of his illusion's going to die there, but good root on the Primal Beast stops him in his tracks. Zayat still trying to chase forward. Melajul with his haste rune and Slardar arriving will be able to get the pick off at long last. In the meantime, Venge died down bottom. Shigetsu getting charged by Collapse's Timbersaw. TPing Primal Beast down here with the Venge as well. Shigetsu taken out with a Chakram of Collapse, but in comes the trade. A double kill for your mid laner. You said it's all about this Primal Beast from the mid lane of Melajul, and he's showing off why. From one side to the other, getting really important kills on both side lane cores.
One of the best heroes in the game to move from one side of the map. Doesn't even need his level 6 to be effective. Laurel top. Nefrit already used his stun. And it looks very dead here.
Absolutely. Oh, hello, Miposhka. That's the final hit in there, but your Inkswell Ember Spirit feeling really good to gap close and get that catch on people. And now breathing room for Yatoro again to clear out this wave and probably swing into the jungle. To start that all off, Radiant scanned both twin gates, making sure that like Yatoro hadn't moved to the other side of the map, which is a definite possibility. So good awareness of Na'Vi of kind of what's going around. Finding that Naga, finding that Timbersaw kill, and Zayat's even now looking to steal out some stacks.
Let's see if he's going to be able to get some. Melajul actually gets in. This is pretty big. They're bringing in numbers. 3 Na'Vi members, and they get most of them.
Yeah, Melajul jumping up to like second place in net worth there. All 3 of the cores, the tanky, beefy boys like you called in the draft, doing pretty well still. Even though it felt like Team Spirit have had the upper hand in these first 10 minutes, Na'Vi, a lot of opportunities still to go. In the mid lane, Laurel and Miposhka pairing up again. Tanky Primal Beast need that additional bit of zap out of Mira's Fade Bolt, and now with a catch in from Laurel onto Zayat. Blood Grenade going to help him out to take down the Bat Rider with a good stroke of fate.
Another slight.
Another slight is there.
You have been schooled.
They are controlling runes for Laurel. You can see both supports from Spirit playing around him. He can TP back, use his Remnant, come back full HP, full mana. And still pressure the tower. See Mira. He's going to hold on to it.
And Ember.
We have Wave of Terror, Melajul. He wants that kill.
He really does. Might get Laurel. Ember Spirit, Remnant across the safety net is there. Mira's going to get pushed back into the Pulverize. Well done by Zayat and Melajul. Get the kill on the Rubik eventually with the damage over time, even needing the lasso in the end. I do protect their mid lane, but Laurel untouched and closing in on the item. Mage Slayer very nearly here.
Yatoro, complete free farm. I'm surprised the amount of farm that Nefrit managed to get on his Slardar, considering what he was playing into. He's the second most farm hero in the game.
Yeah, I think those kills helped out, right? With the Primal Beast rotating, comes in and helps. Now he gets to push out that tower, get some extra gold, and Nagasaran in the jungle gives him a lot of free time.
Also finding the right neutral item. Having a bubble, 5 HP regen per second, having mana regen from Mage Slayer that he built into, gives you, like, you don't need Mask of Madness. I think bubble is just busted at the moment.
Yeah, pretty damn strong. Yatoro. His fishy lane up top. I'm throwing nets and crushes and bashes at each other. Slardar Mage Slayer. I mean, something's got to be done about this. we can't have everyone buying Mage Slayer. Oh, here comes Laurel with the Mage Slayer against the Slardar with the Mage Slayer. Good crush, but Inkswell, Miposhka's arrival, and the catch on Slardar will secure them a kill. 4 members strong, plus the illusions. And Mira even joining in there as well. And that's really the key to the success of Team Spirit, right? Is that ability to bring numbers. No matter where they are on the map, they are prepped and ready to fight with Yatoro. When he says he's ready, the team is ready.
He's not going to be fight ready yet, but this is Naga Siren. Riptide, Mirror Image maxed out, so lanes... They don't have the best heroes to deal with illusions anyway, so you'll always have this one lane that you will need to fix. Primal Beast
Yeah, that rider dead though, and probably trying to escape. Soul
Oh,
bound
he got
up.
leashed again.
Leash to the Vengeful Spirit. Lyle, still thinking about the chase, gets the root down on the Venge. The swap across going to put her back in danger as the Remnants out, give Lyle safety, and collapse. With Miposhka there to clean up. Ursa and Primal Beast back in though. Oh, look at that. Incredibly quick damage from the Ursa, but the Primal Beast went too deep. Lyle playing the outskirts of this fight very well. Now maybe another potential catch on the Ursa warrior. Lyle's going to be careful because he's very low HP, just going for the poke and prod with a slight in the chains. And a Song of the Siren coming in onto this enraged Ursa. The Naga
Give him that
enough.
extra speed. Oh, it clipped him. It clipped him there for a second, but
Mini nap.
a bit too deep. That's hibernation time for the bear. And well, this will be the tower, most likely in the mid lane. Yatoro will finish it off with the illusions, potentially. No, he wants to give it to Laurel, or no one wants to take it. Just shared gold.
The Scourge.
Range creep.
The Scourge has
took
killed
it, yeah.
Don't you remember you used to be able to click on Scourge and Sentinel towers?
To see
and
how
you could
much gold they have.
Yeah. And they would always have like 50,000 gold. I'm like, yo, bro, share the gold with us. Come on now. What are you little range creeps going to do with 50k? Come on. Buy a Ferrari or something? Nah, it's not happening. It's been pretty slow paced here in terms of like overall moves. There's little bits of poking, prodding, defending towers, pushing through. But no real big team fights just yet. Everyone waiting for these primary items.
Now, Ursa wanted to get his Battle Fury to start farming. It's a 3k gold lead for Team Spirit. Nagasarin does farm much faster than Ursa, but he will catch up.
Zayat's wanting to finish off his blink, but found on this far right-hand side of the map is this trio. The Inkswelled Ember, the catch from Mira's Rubik. It's just perfect layering of setup stun into follow-up, into gap close. If you show on the map and these guys are nearby, you are very likely dead. Yatoro, though, is being found by a different trio. Oh, that stun dodge with a jump out, but Yatoro still dies.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not enough. They've all secured themselves tower in this bottom lane. You know what? Mage Slayer should work on towers, the overtime damage. Give it a little bit of buff that it needs.
What's wrong with you, honestly?
Dire's middle tower is
My
under
god. We'll go back to the days of Illuminate and Shrapnel damaging towers, huh?
Dire's structure.
Well, I don't remember Illuminate working on towers, but I do
That was
remember,
like-
remember Shrapnel.
It was
Slow
like
siege.
old school Dota 1. Illuminate used to do it. Lestrak used to have like an overgrowth, a single target overgrowth spell that you could put on towers as well.
Okay, we're back in like Aeon of Strife 20 years ago.
3 corridors, yeah. A long old time ago. Vengeful Spirit all out in the open there. She did get a good observer ward placed down. We'll see if that gets dewarded by Spirit. In the meantime, as they press through their top jungle. So back to some ancient stacks. Blink Dagger ready. So he could look to join fights. Also can jump around from camp to camp that little bit faster. Oh, now Melojul onslaughting into 2 with a trample. But he's walked into 3 of Spirit here. He wanted to clear creep wave and run away. Didn't expect them to be ready and waiting to spring that trap.
We said Melojul needs to be active. Maybe not as active as he is right now with these solo actions, because right now he's the lowest net worth core. Like Rubik is creeping in on his net worth, has Blink Dagger, but yeah, that BKB is definitely needed. He will get stopped. He charges in, Rubik's Lift, anything from Grimstroke and Snare, 1 chain, 1 slight.
Yeah, desperately so.
Radiant's top
Quick and easy tower for collapse. No tier 1 standing on this Radiant side anymore. So quite a wide open map for Spirit to play into. Left-hand side, Ancients and Wisdom Runes open up for them. Right-hand side potential for Roshan. So this is where Na'Vi need to break out of the rut they've been in. They've been pressed back. They're kind of under the boot of Spirit for the past couple of minutes. The 5k net worth lead has emerged thanks to this Naga Siren up at the top of the board.
Yeah, it's a classic move when you have a hero that can take Roche, smoke towards the Roche, get a pick off, and kill it with Ursa Vengeful Spirit. You have more than enough damage. Slaughter on top of that. They might just take it by force if rest of Team Spirit members show somewhere. Right now, there are smoked, so they are having a pretty good read. It seems like they're running top.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you
Roshan's
run Naga,
gonna
right?
die. Yeah, I don't think you can match this. It just dies too quickly.
Tower is under
Yeah, Collapse is trying to get there. He's being pinged out saying, hey, just chill, wait a second. We've got to try and catch up with the rest of us. So Aegis grabbed by Shigetsu. Looks like Spirit still making the move forward, though. Scouting with Obs Wards and Illusions. Wave of Terror sees them all going through the Twin Gate. Our couple went through, but they've got the catch on Malady. Vengeful Spirit now
Wow's going for
into
the big
back of
target.
Ursa. That's really nice. Deeper and deeper. Team Spirit will find a really good target. Yule Scepter to stop the Enrage having too much effectiveness. And Shigetsu, he's going to die twice here.
What did you learn?
Not a chance. Nice Aegis take by Na'Vi, but the retreat, not fast enough.
Oof, the power of Naga Siren. And also, I like that Laurel didn't go for the first target that he spotted. Instead, finds Ursa, gets the chains, can't blink out. This is going to be the huge issue. They have four heroes who actually have blink daggers, and you're playing against Ember Spirit with Mage Slayer. You can't blink for 9 seconds. So, good luck using that. It's so good. Like if you're Ember in this game, you're like, okay, they're not gonna be able to blink out of the trouble, get the initiation going. One slide, you're like, okay, how do we approach it? I might need to get closer, and then my blink dagger seems pretty useless. But net worth keeps increasing for Team Spirit. Yatoro, Orchid done against Ursa. They also have Yule Scepter on Timbersaw, so a lot of ways for them to, and also another one on Mira. Mira just loves this item on Rubik.
Radiant's
I mean,
middle
it's
tower
really
is
feeling
under
like another one of those classic games where, you know, Na'Vi, they've got options, but it feels like their best options are waiting for Team Spirit to come to them. They need vision. They need Observer Wars to see these heroes, to get the jump with the Blink Daggers. They need to see the Ember Spirit. They need to find this Rubik and Grimstroke. If Team Spirit are, you know, de-warding or playing from fog, hiding themselves, obscuring their moves, Na'Vi kind of have to go like headless chickens blind into moves like this, where they do jump the Ember Spirit, but the safety and protection is there from the Grimstroke. They need more stuns. Laurel swapped across, and they get the kill with the Ursa at long last.
Yeah, they have all the stuns in the world. The Grimstroke pops the Inkswall. He gets the Remnant, but doesn't get out. And he's going for Legacy. He was so close to it. Wanted to get Maelstrom first, but it changed his mind, which I really like that he's going for Linken's. It's going to give him extra protection. Shigetsu. Okay, Mira gets blown up instantly.
Radiant are scanning.
That's the thing, like Na'Vi can do this on their side of the river when Team Spirit are like coming to them. That's the easy part. The challenging part of this game is if you're pushing up high ground or you're going onto the dire side of the map, do you have the vision? Do you have that ability to make the jumps like we've just seen? And then of course, yeah, you kill a Rubik, you kill an Ember Spirit. This Naga Siren.
Yatoro's a
quickly
massive
becoming a problem.
Because you can't, like, they did manage to kill him twice, which is okay for this stage of the game. They do have a lot of blink daggers, but yeah, not the easiest target to pick off, especially if you're like smoking into an area where they have vision. He pops that Song of the Siren, gets out, you wasted good 30-45 seconds, and he also might set things up for you. But once he shows in a fight with the rest of the team, this is going to be pretty massive. I believe that's full Eternal Shroud done now. Yeah, there it is.
Oh boy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right. Let's see what you're made of, Na'Vi. Also, quite an awkward position to be in, taking Roshan and Aegis quite early on and losing it immediately. Now puts them in a tough spot, not having a key objective to go for. They'd like to press into tier 1 mid and bottom lane, but that's all being covered by the Naga. She's cutting waves with illusions as Collapse plays into this Radiant Triangle again, backed up by Miposhka. A lot of damage, but a good swap from Malady there. Backup arriving with Zayats and Shigetsu, taking out Mira. Rubik, a little too forward placed, but a good jump.
DD Ember coming in.
Ember Spirit here to kill off both supports. 2-for-1 trade. And while you're making all this noise and chaos on this side of the map, Yatoro is having a very chill, calm time elsewhere. Ursa, he wanted in on that. Backline stab from Melojul. Primal Beast is moving aggressively towards them. Miposhka does get blink crushed. Timbersaw over the 3-man whirling death chakram on them, and Ember Spirit will rejoin. Yatoro, he says hello. BKB out from Shigetsu. Is there a blink?
He can't.
On
Mage
Earthshock
Slayer
to get to
goes.
high ground? Oh, you're right. The Mage Slayer just keeps cancelling it out.
Goes
You
through
weren't
BKB.
kidding about this.
This item is just too good, or whatever you want to call it. If you're on the receiving end, you are gonna call it imba, but yeah, right now seems like it's doing way too much. You can't like you get hit by slight and that's it. You're donezo. They can run you down, and you can see like this is the first fight that Yatoro like joins in with his new shiny items: Eternal Shroud, Mantis Style, and Orchid. Even though they do have multiple BKBs now, Slaughter also getting closer to his, so that will be 3 BKB timing for Na'Vi. They can still kite it. They have the abilities. Also, probably used Pulverize onto Ember, practice Lincolns only. But Laurel, yeah, having a perfect game, having a perfect series.
Spectacular stuff. Na'Vi is really on the receiving end of this. Just look at the pink arrows on the map. Naga pushing mid, cutting bottom, moving into triangle. There is no respite, no rest for the wicked. And Collapse going to get back to base. Already got his Shiver's Guard. Yule Scepter looking pretty happy on that Timbersaw. He had a great reinitiation in that mid lane fight as well. Got the jump into the middle of 3. And what, 2 strength heroes plus the Ursa? Tanky fellas no more.
He almost has Lotus Orb on Collapse. Yule Scepter, that's one way of dispelling. Shiva's Guard, insane amount of armor, reducing the healing as well. But yeah, Lotus is the big one. This is the pretty much the best item against their spells. You can get Pulverized, removing Slaughter's ulti, Batrider ulti as well, so he can't cast it. Swap, you stay in the position you're in.
At least a minute for Roshan to spawn as well. I mean, Team Spirit might have like lost track of the timer here. They're down near the pit.
I'm watching the minimap. All the pink stuff on the map. Farming multiple camps at once. Pushing out the mid-wave. Big man can be up in a minute.
And usually with Naga Siren, we see this kind of weird thing where she's getting a lot of farm, but experience-wise, she's lacking. But Yatoro is top of the XP as well. He's level 17. Hasn't been missing out too much, even with all the split pushing and kind of separation from the creeps that he's been achieving.
They don't have that hero that instantly kills illusions. There is no Lion and no Shaman. They don't have anyone to take over the illusions either, so huge issue for Na'Vi. And he does have full disperser.
There's smoke up around her as well. Yatoro breaks out of it to hit some creeps. Collapse, Mira, and the rest of the squad bleeding out. Na'Vi, they're moving from mid. Get a shield rune down bottom spot. Where are they heading? Tier 1 mid? Oh, it's pretty low HP, so it's a freebie objective for the Ursa.
Illusions are already in the mid lane. He wants to cut that mid wave. Sees them pushing it in.
Yeah, we usually like this move, right? We like it when you're behind, but you go into enemy triangle, you get some wards down, you play aggressively, you press into both sides. But against the Naga, that's not going to work. You come in here, you get a ward down, you've got to run back. You've got to go bottom, you've got to go back to mid. Very difficult to traverse this entire map as Na'Vi when you don't have a puck. Like you said, you don't have an illusion clearer. You don't have a split pusher. Everyone has to play as 5 as Na'Vi. They are one group, one unit. So they'll smoke together as 5 and look to contest the next Roche. Just under a minute for him to spawn. Team Spirit already prepping themselves for this exact scenario. 3 minutes until daytime, so it's going to be a night Roche. Super important for Na'Vi to win this fight convincingly. But they've always, and Team Spirit have always got this big reset button with the Song of the Siren. Primal Beast already scouted. High ground vision there. The Yule Scepter, good. Stop button to hit that. Malady swaps back the ban. Zayat's in difficult territory now as Malady will fall quickly. Blink Crush from Slaughter, looking into the back lines. Miposhka getting crushed and bashed around by Nefrit. Now the Song of the Siren, but the BKBs are up from Na'Vi, giving them protection against the Naga Siren. Low HP on Yatoro, but gets the distance now, allowing Collapse and Laurel to open up and get the damage done. Another Yules on this Ursa, just sending him skyward. Can't get a damn thing done as Nefrit getting blasted by Collapse.
Good stun.
Bash and the Crush, good stun, but not enough. Ursa's gone. Nefrit chased down. Dominating streaks for Laurel and Collapse. Primal Beast and
so
Batrider
good.
licking their wounds and running away. Just great execution. These Yule Scepters, the song, everything spot on.
So good at kiting. Multiple Lotus Orbs, the multiple Yule Scepters being used, and that Song of the Siren. Perfect timing. BKBs, they wear off, and Yatoro manages to get away. Like, we talked about PL with the new shiny item, Bloodthorn. Naga Siren, it's not as good, but it's great because you can keep them in place with Naga Siren. Pop that in Snare, use Disperser, speed up your illusions, slow them down. So the heroes are gonna disappear. Oof.
And Roshan
Lincoln's
still
procced
waiting for them.
for staff on Zayats, but Melajul was kind of hesitating before using the Pulverize. And Roshan belongs to Team Spirit. And we don't see Navi taking another fight. They had to commit with the buybacks. Seems like they're coming. BKBs are getting off cooldown. They're drawing on a minimap, but vision from Team Spirit, they see everything. They see Tier 2 tower, they see where Tier 1 tower is. Melajul running in.
That's aggressive. Collapse is so quick with that Yule Scepter, though. Melajul pops the illusion. Tries to run away from Yatoro and his illusions. Lasso is there onto the Rubik. Another Yule Scepter skyward sends Mirror. Song of the Siren's out
Disperser.
from Yatoro.
Oh.
They're trying to catch up to this Ursa now as well. He's isolated, surrounded by illusions. Yatoro getting pushed out by the onslaught. Can they pulverize and get the Naga Siren? Shigetsu's slain by Collapse. Mirror will be a casualty here as Nefrit finds it. But in comes the rest of Spirit. They can't stop his TP, it looks like. A 2-for-1 in the end, but they don't kill off the Aegis. They don't find any core kills. Na'Vi losing out in another battle.
They don't have enough. Like, Melajul runs in, a bit of a weird one, trying to take a fight into Aegis and Cheese right there, because they are super tanky. Song resets. What Team Spirit wants to do is kill these two supports immediately, maybe pop a BKB, use Song of the Siren, their Yule Scepters and everything to reset, and then come back into a fight. Because if Yatoro doesn't die, he can easily just clean up after the BKBs are done. They have no ways of dispelling things once the BKBs are down. So this is the timing that they're looking for a dragged fight. And yeah, also Disperser. Like, you see this item speeding up Mira, so he gets another round of spells.
Look at Lal and Collapse tracking back, tracing and hunting their prey. The wounded deer that is Na'Vi right now. I think needs to be put out of their misery. Look at mid. Yatoro onto another target, just doing so much damage to this Ursa. Through that Bloodthorn, but a good swap from Malady gets him away. Now that you're about to be swarmed. Bottom lane pushed, mid lane shoved in. Zayat's trying to do what he can and cut the waves. Very difficult prospect in this kind of game, though. 16k behind, playing into Aegis Cheese and map control. Like, it just doesn't feel like you can actually go out on the map as Na'Vi.
Now look at the illusions. Those 3 pink arrows.
Did Malady just die to Tormentor? I guess he did, right?
Oh, he got the Tormentor.
But he got killed by Tormentor as well.
Oh, Malady did. Okay, yeah,
Malady
yeah.
did, yeah.
Yeah, it's a standard one. Tormi's pretty strong.
There we go. High ground with the catapult.
They don't have like any of these plays. Maybe like a swap into Lasso, into a couple of stuns, but Yatoro can reset with the song.
Look at that dodge on the boulder toss. Yatoro, what a god. BKB's expended, collapses in onto this Slardar, and a lot of immediate damage will send them back. The Lasso returns back onto the Batrider with a Lotus Orb. Zayat done in by Collapse. And this lane of barracks looks pretty forfeit to me. 4v5, and the 5 has Aegis Cheese, so that's a 7. It's a lot of
couple of
heroes.
buybacks as well. Yeah, this game looks pretty over. They need to commit for one fight, see how it's gonna go, but there's way too many dispel mechanics, too much survivability on Team Spirit.
Team Spirit one step closer to qualifying for Birmingham. Melajul, though, wanting to try and put an end to this. Gets in on top of Yatoro. Yule Scepter up after the swap. Interesting, but Collapse has found the target in the back and blows him up. Shigetsu can't even grasp onto Rubik. He's danced his way out of there, pirouetting out as Yatoro does lose the Aegis. Tried to get the song off in time, but Na'Vi are bleeding out. One by one, they're falling like flies. Nefrit left stranded. Shigetsu, the only one alive. Slardar does have a buyback, but at this point, is it even worth it?
Yeah, they tried. The first game was very long. Maybe it left, a couple of scars onto them because they were ahead for a really long time, but they couldn't push considering the heroes that Spirit had. And now it seems like that they were unable to put the same amount of pressure, same gameplay as they did in the game number 1.
They're fountain diving.
They're getting in. They want to use this Bloodthorn, double Bloodthorn. Potentially Yatoro dies, game ends.
That's
Team
the way
Spirit.
of things.
Yeah, very convincing victory. They did have last pick in the second game,